What's going on, sports fans? It's your boy, the sports reporter without pay, coming at you. We're going to do an NFL mid-season review. I got a couple special guests with me. All these boys know their stuff. We're going to kick it. We're going to get busy. Without further ado, first we got my man from the three-point conversion, Mr. Cortland. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, boss. You know what I'm saying? It's just good. It's good to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Good
Hardest working man in sports. I'm the best in the nation.
My guy. We got my man from Say What, Say It Again, Mr. Tyrus Ray himself. Sir, how you doing?
What's going on, man? You see it, Tar Heel Nation, baby.
There we go.
Hey.
All the way from the 757 Sports Insight, 757, co-host with Jay Lee. We got my man, Danny Thompson.
Man, you know what, to be on with you brothers, it's a great Saturday afternoon. Let's go.
I hear you. Mr. Raw Thoughts coming. Raw Mind Sports, prime time. Ryan Jones, what's going on, sir?
Raw Thoughts in the building. And by the way, Raw Thoughts, go ahead and throw away that Tar Heel hat. You disgusted me already early. Here we go.
And all the way from the left coast, the west coast, all the way in Cali, NFL Sunday night watch party, nuts and bolts, repping those Chargers. My guy, Tony Turco, what's going on, sir?
Oh, what's good, everybody? Feeling real nice. Who wants to break it to Rob Mines that Kyle Shanahan needs to go? You want me to do that, or?
Hold on.
Hey, you know what?
Hold on now. Hold on. Hey, look, attack him on some basketball stuff. Don't come over here with that, man. Attack him on the basketball.
I can't wait till the show starts.
When they put them out the tournament.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Y'all taking shots already. So, man, let's jump right into it.
College. I think that's what it was, right?
It was ITT Tech. Leave him alone. ITT Tech.
That's what it was.
So here we are.
They already got jokes. That's all right.
Hey, here we are.
DeVry.
9 weeks into this new 17-week format season. A lot of stuff going on. We're gonna start off, man, with some surprises and disappointments. So, Mr. Tyree, on the player side, an individual player, give me your biggest surprise so far.
I would say it's more so of a personal thing for me, man, because I really had this person's back. He just kind of started playing a little better. But I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz for right now, man. I really was his biggest supporter last year in Philly. As far as him not really having the weapons, I know recently he's been playing better, but I did expect the Colts to get off to a better start than what they've gotten off to. I mean, lately they've been playing a little better, but in the beginning, I was somewhat disappointed in him because I defended him a lot.
Wait, so he's your disappointment?
Yeah, to me. So early in the season he was a disappointment. He's just starting to play better to me.
You got a surprise player though, like on the positive side, a player that you did not expect to perform the way they perform. You got one?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. That's tough, man. Because it really hasn't been a lot that surprised me this year. I'll say Kyler Murray, even though not last year they played good, and I know that there was probably a Kyler Murray shoulder injury away from making the play. But this year he's somewhat of to me he could be an MVP candidate. So Kyler Murray has been playing great this year.
Absolutely. What you got for me, Danny Thompson? Individual player, surprise and disappointment. Talk to me.
I think the biggest surprise for me is the Rams Cooper Kupp. Who would have thought he would have left the NFL in catches and yards? He's the best player he's the most, without giving it away, he's really, really good, by the way. I think he leads league in touchdowns, 74 catches, over 1,000 yards. In that offense, I would have never thought Cooper Kupp would have been pushing himself to elite status. And as far as disappointment, I'm gonna take him off the board. It's Patrick Mahomes. Listen, the interceptions have been horrible. He's just throwing the ball in places where teams know where it's going. I think the league might have figured out Patrick Mahomes, and he's got 9 weeks to figure this out. So I say Mahomes is a huge disappointment because I would expect a lot more, or at least something similar to what he had the last couple of years.
When I came up with my list of topics, one of my topics was going to be, has the league figured out Patrick Mahomes? But I knew he would come up in this surprise and disappointment conversation. And since you talked about his doppelganger, Tony Tucker, talk to me. What you got for individual player surprises and disappointments?
Did you even introduce them to AKA Patrick Mahomes right now? They don't even know the nickname. You got to tell them what it is. My biggest disappointment this year, without question, has to be Sammy D out in Carolina. Like, you can't go here and be absolutely unplayable. Like, before the injury, after the injury, the whole thing was he doesn't have weapons. So the CMC goes down. He's still got Robbie Anderson, who could be a disappointment, but that seems to be a link onto the Sam Darnold thing. He was so bad for like 4 weeks in a row after getting off to a hot start against those garbage teams. My surprise player would have to be the rookie in Cincinnati, Jamar Chase, playing possum in the preseason. Oh, look at me. I drop everything. And then all of a sudden the regular season starts and catching everything, every big play, making all the big plays. So that's where I will go for my biggest surprise, biggest disappointment.
Ryan Primetime Jones, besides Jimmy Garoppolo and the entire San Francisco organization, what player has disappointed you and possibly surprised you as well?
Whoa. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go in a different route. So Danny Thompson just pretty much took my playbook, but I'm gonna take this route. You know, the biggest, the biggest disappointment for me, the biggest surprise for me is Matt Ryan. Reason why? Matt Ryan is playing lights out. He got a guy with a mental problem that decided to leave. Then you lose Julio Jones, and you don't know who playing running back for you. And you're still the 7th seed in the playoffs, which we all probably didn't think that the Atlanta Falcons were going to be the 7th seed, even contending for a playoff. Danny, we're going to get to you in a minute. You already took something else from me. And then, disappointing-wise, it was Patrick Mahomes. But the thing with Patrick was like, you're expecting them to win regardless. Whatever it takes to win. My disappointment is not about his play. It's at the end of the day, he's losing games. He or the Kansas City Chiefs are losing games, which we did not expect at this time.
What you got for me, Cortland?
All right, so my biggest surprise is Mac Jones. It just is what it is. I was one of the people, and Danny can tell you, I was beating the table on Mac Jones beginning of the year. I didn't think he was the best quarterback, but I thought he was the best for the New England Patriots. But I didn't think his rookie season he would be playing this well to have them possibly in the running to win that division. And then also, I think he's also playing with house money. Bill Belichick has the belief in him. He's playing with little to no help on the wide receiver end. I think he has like two. I think Hunter Henry just so happened to start to come on in the last couple of weeks. Jonnu Smith, I haven't heard his name much. So he's not playing with super elite weapons around him in that offense, yet he's still finding ways to win games. And then my biggest disappointment is Chase Young. Everyone expected Washington to still be a solid defense no matter what the offense looked like. We expected them to be a solid defense. Part of that is Chase Young. Big part of that last year was Chase Young, and this year he has 1.5 sacks through 8 weeks in the season now. So I don't know whether it's a contribution to him drawing more double or triple teams or whether or not he's just having a sophomore slump. But he's got to be my biggest disappointment right now because I expected him to be along the lines of what's my guy? Tony, you can tell me. My guy
Joey Bosa?
Joey Bosa. I thought he would be more along the lines of the Bosa brothers and, be able to kind of fight through the sophomore wall and still give at least solid production. And he hasn't done that.
Next time you mention Nick Bosa first instead of Joey Bosa. Thank you.
This guy. So a lot of times it's hard to kind of differentiate between individual players being surprising or disappointing in teams. Even with the Patrick Mahomes thing, it's kind of like he individually not playing up to par, but then again, the whole team. So Danny, one team, good or bad, just give me one team that you didn't expect it one way or another. Either they're playing worse than you thought or they're playing a lot better than you thought. One team, talk to me.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect the Cincinnati Bengals to be this good this soon. I thought it was still one more year.
Hello?
Okay, is that?
Well, you talk about the Atlanta Falcons.
I think that's that Bill South.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is him.
Falcons talk.
We'll get back to him.
He was about to say something disrespectful.
Some technical difficulties, so we're gonna move on. Tony, one team, up or down? Which way? Talk to me. One team.
I would go down, and it would be. There's a couple teams I want to get at. I'm going to go down, and this could have been my disappointment, which was Josh Allen, right? And the Buffalo Bills. Like, they need to learn how to play with expectations of being the front runner out there. And I just think that if you're losing to the Jaguars and having trouble to compete with the Miami Dolphins, like, they still have a lot of tough games left on the schedule. And I think didn't they get run out of the gym by Cortland's Titans? So I just think that, like, they need to be the front runner, to be a Super Bowl champion. I'm a little down on them.
So it's funny. That's the beautiful thing about football, right? Like, any given Sunday, when you say, yeah, they had trouble with Miami. Miami just went out and beat Baltimore. Like, who saw that coming? I know I didn't, right? So that's the beautiful thing about football.
Somebody got paid.
Shout out
Mr.
to
Cortland.
Jackson not doing it.
Cortland, give me a team.
So my surprise, saying like up or down, just
Either way.
I would have to say that the Broncos to me, like, I expected them to be at the bottom of that division. Like, I saw what the Raiders did last year. We saw what the Chargers and who they were at the beginning of the year, and I think they're going to be able to right the ship. And then, of course, we all had our expectations for the Chiefs. I didn't expect the Broncos to come in and be 2-0 and lead the division for the first, 2 or 3 weeks of the season. And then right now they're still in contention to even be the leader in that division. So I think the Broncos are, for me, the arrow is going up for them. And this is with questions on whether or not they were going to have a quarterback, who the quarterback was going to be. The running back position isn't really solidified. Those receivers are great, but the offense is still, the defense is starting to turn it on. And Vic Fangio, we don't know if he's going to be the coach next year. So I think the Broncos are trending upward for me, even though they had a bunch of question marks heading into the season.
Probably the most wide open division in football in terms of, like, literally anybody can win it at this point, right? I think all 4 teams have 5 wins right now. 2 of them had they bye, Vegas and
Chargers.
Is it your Chargers? They're sitting at 5-3, and then the Chiefs and Denver are 5-4. So wide open, anybody's division to win. I don't think any of us saw that coming. Ty, besides your 49ers, who's disappointed or surprised you so far?
I mean, that's who I'm disappointed in, honestly. I mean, and the reason why I say that is this: we're 0-4 at home, man. Not even just losing. I can take that. We lost to Seattle with Geno Smith at quarterback. No disrespect to Geno Smith. But
please disrespect him. It's fine. Huh? Disrespect him.
We didn't lose to Geno Smith at quarterback.
Who was that quarterback? We lost.
It was Russell played that game. He was out.
McCoy, though.
No, we lost Colt McCoy. That's who we lost to. We didn't lose to Geno. Geno didn't play that game. That was Russell Wilson.
Wrong. My fault. We played Arizona. We lost to them.
Colt McCoy.
I got my team. Yeah, we lost to Colt McCoy.
And then
even the Green Bay game, I felt like we should have won. If you watch the game live, I felt like we should have won that game. So, I mean, I'm disappointed in them. It's another team that I know a lot of people are surprised by, but I'm not surprised by, and that's the Saints, though. But I'm not surprised by them, but I know a lot of people are.
What are you surprised about?
A lot of people are surprised that they're 5-3.
Yeah.
Are we saying this is as a negative or a positive?
No, I'm saying I would say it's a positive, but I mean, most people are surprised by them. I wasn't. I actually had them right where they are. So, I mean, but a lot of people out here say that they're surprised that they're still doing good because there's no more Drew Brees, and they lost a lot of pieces on defense.
Well, we saw a couple of years ago when Drew Brees went out, Teddy Bridgewater came in, and we was like, man, if he could just split 3-3, and he went like 5-0 or something like that. And then we saw Taysom Hill come in and win games. So, like, Jameis Winston's more talented than both of those guys. So I'm not gonna say I had no doubt. I didn't think they would still be like the perennial, like, top of that division, especially with Brady down there in Tampa Bay. But I thought they would be competitive. I thought they would be good. Like, I didn't think they were just going to fall off a cliff because there's no more Brees, because he was a diminished product of himself last year anyway.
But, all people talked about with Jameis was the 30 interceptions. I mean.
Yeah, they didn't care that he threw 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns with
But that's what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Danny, welcome back. Welcome back,
I'm
Danny.
done.
You was trying to make a point before you had some technical difficulties about your surprised or disappointing team.
Yeah, surprise-wise, like I said, it was the Cincinnati Bengals. I think with Jamar Chase and that offense, no one would have thought they were going to be right in the mix of things in the AFC North. I wasn't expecting Jamar Chase to I think it's Tony's point, to have the start that he had. You know, he has put himself in kind of the same realm as what Justin Jefferson did last year for Minnesota. Just as that elite receiver already. And him and Joe Burrow, they found the connection from college all over again, and it's scary. It's completely scary on a weekly basis. And as far as disappointment goes, it's the Buffalo Bills are disappointing to me. 5-4. They were expected to be literally chasing the Kansas City Chiefs for the best team in the AFC and probably the best team in the NFL. It's too easy to say the Chiefs. It's too easy to say the Chiefs are 5-4, being super disappointing. It's probably the consensus of everybody. So I'm going to take the Bills. I was expecting Josh Allen to put up MVP numbers. I was expecting the running game to be better. Stephon Diggs has been okay, but he hasn't. He's been okay as far as being a receiver, as in the upper echelon. He's okay. He's not the elite receiver he's been the previous 2 years. So,
but then
I think
I got a question now.
Okay,
they lead their division.
Have you seen their division?
I'm just saying they do lead their division, man. They got the highest. I mean, behind the Cardinals, they got the highest point differential in all of football.
Have you seen their division? Be seriously.
The Buffalo Bills.
Look at the Bills division.
Nobody was saying that for years when New England was running through the division.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, we were.
Everybody was not saying that.
Yes, we were.
You were too busy watching the 49ers lose every Sunday.
Yes,
so
we
what
were.
I'm saying is,
who was winning? Who was winning when Atlanta was winning? Who was winning when Atlanta was winning?
Y'all not doing it this year.
So, hey,
our division always had somebody good. Seattle or Arizona played mediocre in our division to enough over the years. But go ahead, back to the conversation.
Yeah.
That
So
week
hey,
behind NFC South, and you talking about somebody else's division. Go ahead, man.
Shout out to Cortland. Cortland, I'm gonna do this for you. While everybody's talking about the Chiefs and the Bills being disappointing, let's talk about the fact that the Titans are the number one team in the AFC. Let's talk about that. And I firmly believe Derrick Henry was about to make it. He was about to. I think he was going to win MVP before the injury. And then they still managed to go out and play well without him. That's very surprising. And then there's some disappointing stuff going on in that team too. Julio has not been what we thought he was going to be coming to that team. He hasn't provided what they thought he would. Open up the playbook a little bit. None of that has happened. Maybe we might just need to accept that Julio's just not that good anymore.
Okay.
But the Tennessee Titans are playing very good football, sitting at 7-2 atop the AFC.
So, living in the city, being a Titans fan since I was a child, I'm gonna tell everybody this, and I said it. Danny can attest to this. In the 3-point conversion chat, I'm a stand. I'm a living down that sword, literally and figuratively. Julio, when we first, he was like, Julio's not coming to Tennessee. I told him, I said, Julio's coming to Tennessee, I promise you. But when he got here, I told everybody, I was telling fans, I was telling people that live in the city, I said, he's not going to come here and put up 1,200, 1,400, 1,508. He's not going to do that. What he's coming here to do is do what he's been doing. Be the sure hands on the team, run the routes that you're supposed to run, control one side of the field, open the rest of the field up, keep guys out the box. He was doing that. He's on IR now, so he'll miss 3 weeks. But who's going to say that we can't beat the Saints, the Texans, and the Patriots, and then get them back with a bye week after that? So there's that. But I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised that we lead the AFC. We gave up our they got whooped to a team that we've seen, and you can attest to the Cardinals in week 1 that have been the best, consistently been the best team in the league, regardless of what people want to say. They've been the best team in the league thus far. I think they only have 1 loss. And then we gave up our traditional, annual, Tennessee, y'all really gave up that game to the Jets. So we done that. We knocked out the next closest contender in the division in the Colts. So we swept them. And there's nobody that can tell me that you're afraid of the Texans, the Jaguars, or who else do we got in that division? That's it. The Texans and the Jaguars. No one's afraid of them.
We've already beat the Colts. Not in your division.
The Colts.
We swept them already.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I know y'all played them both. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we swept them already. So we don't have to worry about them. We don't technically. I think they said we win this week, we win the division.
We know y'all gonna win the division. That's not even.
I'm saying like the division is locked up. So with Derrick Henry out, Derrick Henry's not. He's not done. He's done for the season, but we can get him back for the postseason. So it's not a surprise to me. It's never been a surprise to me. I've always known what this team can do. I told people at the beginning of the year, it was like that defense is horrible. It's the problem is the defense, is not the offense. And I told everybody, I said, watch out for what you're talking about because we have a solid defense, and they're starting to show that.
Y'all see how that worked? I tried to get that man team some props and say I was surprised they playing as well. He rebutted the whole thing and told me he ain't surprised. We supposed to be doing this. So we're gonna move on. So coming into the season, right? We all expect we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off a Super Bowl appearance, 2 in a row, actually, losing one, winning one. We got Tampa Bay. We expect them to be there. We expect the Rams to be there. We all expect the big things from Buffalo. But again, every year is 2 or 3 teams that just kind of sneak up out of nowhere. So we're gonna play a quick game of contender and pretender. We're gonna go around the horn in one word.
You give me my surprises and disappointments.
Yeah, you did.
Get disappointments for 49ers, isn't it?
No, that was him.
He didn't. I don't think he got an opportunity to say nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just listened to it. Yeah.
Do we got to listen about the 49ers?
No, it wasn't about the 49ers, though.
Okay, what you got for us, prime time?
It was up and down, honestly, because he already said the 49ers, but it was up and down. For me, it's not a what you said, disappointments and surprises. I can't even remember because it ain't on the screen. It was the Raiders for me. The Raiders, reason why Gruden had those guys playing good. Gruden gets in this situation, he's done. Ruggs getting in this situation, he's done. Another guy gets kicked off. So the morale of the team is differently, but that was my pick for the entire thing. That's all.
All right, so since I missed you, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start with what you talked about. A team that snuck up on people. In one word, prime time, Raiders, contenders or pretenders?
Was contenders, but now they're going to be pretenders because of the situation.
We're going to call you Charles Barkley. Tyree, one word, contenders or pretenders? Raiders.
Pretenders.
Portland.
Pretenders.
Danny.
Pretenders.
Tony.
Yeah, like an 80s band. They're the pretenders. They're not. This ain't doing nothing.
So let's shift to your team, Tony. You sitting there with that background. You got your show nuts and bolts. Are your guys contenders or pretenders?
This is really, really tough. The rush defense is so terrible. They have a really nice schedule, winnable games. They could get to 9 wins over quite simply, they should. I'm going to say they're contenders, but it is very close. I can see a world in which they end up at 9-8 instead of 10-7 or 11-6, like I think they should.
Danny Thompson, we believe in Justin Herbert and the crew or not?
Tony took my point. All 5 of us can run. All 6 of us can run for 100 yards against that defense right now. So pretenders.
What you got, Cortland?
I said they pretenders. I just don't see. I don't. The team that they showed me early in the season is not the team that they're showing now, and so I got to say pretenders until they show different.
What you got, Tyree?
Pretender.
Ryan?
Contenders. I got contenders because at the end of the day, regardless, you can run on them. There's a lot of teams we can run on. We've been talking about Kansas City the whole time, even though they've been playing bad on defense, but we also believe in Patrick Mahomes willing them to victory sooner or later. I feel like the AFC West with Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Eckler, Williams, those guys have enough to be able to beat certain teams in the playoffs, even the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a strong team. You laughing and giggling now, but when it comes to an offensive battle, you got the Tennessee Titans are good. They're not putting up 40 or 50 points. The thing about the Chargers, they can explode on offense at any moment. It's not their defense, it's the offense that helps them explode. That's all I got.
It's funny. You said against one of the top 5 rushing attacks in the league. You said
no, what I'm saying is like your rushing attack controls the game. But if it doesn't control the game and you have to keep your defense on the field against a Chargers offense, eventually that Chargers offense is going to score points. That's what I'm saying. That's all. Derrick
Henry would put up high school football numbers against this rush defense. It is horrible. It's every week I watch it. We dusted off Jordan Howard, what's his name? All 3 of the running backs for the Ravens. Everybody gets yards against the Chargers. Derrick Henry would have put up
run the ball. I get that, but what I'm saying is, I'm looking at not just the rest. I get it. Y'all saying everybody can rush on them. I get that. Raw thoughts. I'm saying the Chargers offense can score against any defense in the league. That's what I'm looking at. Not the rest game. I feel like the Chargers offense can score against anybody. At any moment, let's be real. Any team can go through a lapse in a football game. Chargers offense can still score points.
Some teams play and live in the laps. I ain't gonna
Right.
say that.
But my thing, Ryan,
there's a team in San Francisco that lives in the lap.
Yes.
I don't want to stay here too long.
Yeah.
It's a team over here.
Hey,
It's a team over here that probably got something on them not winning the game this year. But that's besides the point. I didn't say whose team. I just said
all I know is I'm new to StreamYard. I know when I'm gonna say what again when Mr. Tires Ray hosting and Avery start talking crazy. This what he do. So moving forward. What we think about America's team, man? Mr. Danny Thompson, America's team, Dallas Cowboys, contenders or pretenders?
We see this every single year. They get good, and then by the time Thanksgiving gets here, they fall apart like bad turkey.
The Falcons?
No, not your 49ers either. Stay out of this time. So they're pretenders. This thing is going to fall apart. They're going to win the division because the division is terrible. But when it's all said and done, they'd be lucky to win 9 games before it's all over. I think they're pretenders. They're going to fall apart. It started last week. It's going to continue tomorrow. And by Thanksgiving, Dallas fans are going to be mad.
Tyree,
can I ask a question?
Contenders or pretenders?
I got a question real quick.
Okay.
Here we go.
So when you say contender, what you mean by that? We talking about I'm serious. We talking about contending for a championship? Are we saying winning the division? Are we saying making the playoffs? Seriously though.
So I mean,
what's your definition of contender?
Every individual has their version of what they consider a contender, right? We know there are some times where a team is going to win a division, and just because the division's not good, and we don't expect anything. We talking about come playoff time, can this team make a run?
Make a run. I'm saying, but make a run to do what? The NFC Championship, AFC Championship, or Super Bowl?
So
you get what I'm saying?
How I see it, man. Listen, can't but one team win it, right? So if we're going to win the Super Bowl, then you're only going to say it's only one contender. You talking about guys who actually have a shot, right? Like
I don't know.
No. I'm saying if by definition you feel like a contender is only you're only talking about winning the championship.
No, that's why I'm asking.
You should only have one contender, right?
No, because I mean, you could look at the AFC and say, like, I'm gonna just give an example. I can look at the AFC. I'm just gonna give an example. I can look at the AFC and say, I can see Tennessee, Baltimore, Buffalo, and maybe one more team making the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying?
First off, Baltimore ain't making the Super Bowl, but like that's kind of what I'm saying. Like
I'm just giving an example though.
By contender, you're basically saying this team has a shot, right? Like, so do you think the Cowboys have a shot?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, yes, I do.
Cortland, contenders or pretenders? Dallas Cowboys.
Pretenders.
Right. Prime time.
For contenders, I mean, for what you're asking, the question you're pertaining to, I feel like they're contenders. Will they make the Super Bowl? I don't think so, but they are contenders.
What you got, Tony?
You see his face?
Was that an answer? Did he freeze?
Oh, he might have froze. Tony.
Oh, yeah, Tony froze.
I think he froze.
He did what Dak Prescott does in the playoffs.
Do you get why I was asking what I was asking already?
Yeah, I get it. Because a lot of people have a different version of what a contender is. And again, for me, if you think that team has a legitimate chance to make some noise and possibly make a Super Bowl run, then they're a contender. Like, whether it be match, like, Tony, I don't think both the New York Giants Super Bowl runs, we probably didn't think they were contenders going to the Super Bowl. So if you think a team has a chance to make a run, then they're contenders. Okay. Hey, Tony, you froze for a second. Dallas Cowboys, contenders or pretenders?
So my definition, just so I'm clear on what I'm talking about, is making the playoffs, making noise in the playoffs. Cowboys are contenders, unfortunately.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I just want to
they can get in the playoffs and win a game. I don't.
But I feel like the baseline for a contender is saying that they're gonna make noise. Any team can make noise in the playoffs. When you take contender to me, are you threatening to make the Super Bowl? Are you going to make it to your conference's championship game?
That's why it's not like a one thing. I get it because like it is what Cortland was saying. Like it's all about contenders. Anybody, you got multiple teams that can contend to make the Super Bowl. Anything can happen to force them to not make the Super Bowl, but that doesn't mean they're not contenders.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, so if you feel like if let's say it was a year where Carolina, I think, won the division 7-9, or maybe that was in the AFC East, the NFC East, somebody won it 7-9, and you look at that team and go, they're going to get in the playoffs, but they can't beat anybody. Then you don't think they're contenders.
That was last year, right?
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
It happened some years ago too.
But what I'm saying is, I think the Cowboys are the 4th best team in the NFC.
So you think they're contenders then? For me,
pretty much.
If you think they're the fourth best team in the whole division, the whole conference.
My fault, fifth. Because I think Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Arizona, and the Rams are better.
Here's my thing.
You say Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers is better.
No,
Aaron Rodgers is
Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously,
So what I'm saying is like
with
with the
Aaron
situation with
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers is out again with this situation, what would you say?
He caught COVID. He good now for 6 months.
I tell you who's not going to be. I tell you who's not going to be plastic. I don't care if it's Jimmy G. I don't care if it's Trey Lance. I don't care if Kaepernick come back. We know who not going to be good. With that being said, Tony Tucker. Tony Tucker.
I don't care if Matthew Stafford come back. We know who's not going to be good.
Oh man, y'all get off the Lions, bro.
We're not doing that. Listen, so
said Barry Sanders, give him somebody.
Y'all about to mess around. He gonna get y'all the ass now.
With that being said, man, I think this is one of the more wide open years, man. We got a lot of. I don't want to start naming names because I don't want to take the names out y'all mouth. But we're gonna start over there with Mr. Primetime. Who's your front runner for MVP right now?
Front runner. Oh, shoot, I didn't even put that down. There you go. My front runner right now for MVP, people will say Kyler Murray, but for me, honestly, whether I want to say it or not, it's the team we play against Monday night, Matthew Stafford. I can't go anywhere else. I like Justin Herbert, but it's not that. Matthew Stafford. Your guy Cortland would have been the MVP, but he's out now. You know how that situation goes. When you get hurt, nobody cares about what you do when you're hurt, when you're not available.
That's not even the reason why. That's not the reason why I made that face, but that's wow.
I know what you're gonna say. You probably gonna say Tom Brady. I already know it, but go ahead.
You gonna say Ryan Tannehill?
We're gonna get to you. As a matter of fact, Cortland, since you chimed in, go ahead, talk to me. Who you got as your front runner?
No, it's Midget Mac, man. It's Kyler Murray. Come on, dude. How you said that's funny to me. You said that is Matthew Stafford, but he's not even the best quarterback in his division. So
you don't think so?
No. Kyler Murray has shown since week 1 what he can do. The dude is on a tear, and he missed 1 week in his team. And of course,
Stafford not on a tear in the division.
He's not on what?
So you saying Matthew Stafford is not on the tear in the division?
Is his team? Does his team have 1 loss or 3?
They got 2 losses. That's it.
2 losses.
But they still play against Arizona again.
Yeah, they got 2.
Hold on.
So
they still play against Arizona again.
Understand this.
So what happened? So what happened to Matthew Stafford? Hold up. So what happened to Matthew Stafford on Sunday Night Football?
Here we go.
So
it's not even to being a Titans fan. I'm just asking if you are an MVP voter and you look at that game, you're gonna tell me that Matthew Stafford.
Let me ask you this.
That's all it takes.
Kyler Murray stunk it up. Kyler Murray stunk it up against Jacksonville Jaguars. They end up winning not because of Kyler Murray, but they won because of the overall team play.
I got Kyler Murray on fantasy, so I know he had it when they played. Was it Green Bay?
One of them teams.
He didn't have very good numbers, but go ahead. My fault, Ray. Go ahead.
We're going to keep moving it around the horn, but I want to throw this at Cortland real quick. To the masses, actually. I don't feel one way or another about it. But does it take away from your value when one of the biggest barometers for winning MVP is the idea that you're leading a winning team and then you miss and your team don't miss a beat? Does that take away from the idea that this is your case for being the most valuable? That you're leading a winning team and then you miss games and they don't miss a beat.
I think you only beat the 49ers, but go ahead.
But like Ross.
Oh, now it's only the 49ers.
We're not good.
No, it ain't that for me. I ain't gonna say we're not. That's another topic for.
Okay, my fault. Go ahead.
But Cortland, remember what you said? Y'all lost to the Jaguars. And you lost to somebody else. No, it was somebody. 2 teams.
We lost to the Jets. Hold up, we lost to the Jets.
Right, Jets.
And then we lost to the Cardinals.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that doesn't describe your value because you lost to 2 teams. It's all about what you do in the
when we're talking about quarterbacks, but when we're talking about the quarterback position, it does.
But
hold on, wait. I want to know. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Hey, slow down for a second. I don't know why. I'm that got me bent for a minute, Cortland. You acted like he said Matt Ryan, like Matt Stafford. Clearly,
we're not doing this.
Hold on. Listen, that's not a shot. I'm talking about.
See what I'm saying, Danny?
Listen, Matt Ryan is playing well. What I'm saying is, if somebody were to tell you at the midseason point that the Atlanta Falcons sitting at 5-4, are they 5-4? What's they rating?
4-4.
No, they
4-4, sitting at 4-4, and Matt Ryan is having a so-so kind of season. Right? He's playing well, whatever. If somebody said his name, I could understand somebody going, "You tripping." Like Nobody's saying Matt Stafford is tripping. Like that's not the most outrageous thing in the world.
No, I'm not saying it was outrageous for me. What I'm saying is when I look at when you say a name like that, right? It's kind of like saying, okay, looking at Jonathan Taylor for the Colts, right? He's got 79 less carries than Derrick Henry. I think he's only 116 yards behind him. And so if someone was to say, like, best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor, in my mind, I'm looking at it like he's not even better than a guy that's in his division.
No,
but Kyler Murray is better than him right now.
Listen, though.
This year, I feel like he's been better.
Right. Saying Jonathan Taylor in comparison to Derrick Henry is crazy. Like, that's crazy. Saying Matt Stafford is playing quarterback at an elite level and as well as any other quarterback in the league right now, that's not crazy.
But
I didn't say he was bad. I just said I don't think he's better than Kyler Murray. So Kyler Murray is my front runner for the MVP.
We understood that by your response. I just don't understand why we acting like Stafford is just not in the conversation. What you got, Tyree? Who you got for MVP?
I got Matt Stafford, man. Leads the league in yards.
Y'all gonna make Cortland cut his screen.
He's number one in QBR. He's fourth in QB rating. I mean, he's second in touchdowns. He only has, I believe, 6 interceptions. I mean, I don't know how I could honestly, other than Derrick Henry before he got hurt, I can't foresee it really being anybody else except for maybe Tom Brady.
See, hold on. See, now you sound as bad
I can't. I can't give it to Tom Brady.
I don't, because my thing with Kyler Murray is this: you have to look at production, right? Stats is a very big barometer. All the stuff I just named about Matthew Stafford, you can debate it till you're blue in the face, but it's facts. He is number one in yards. Facts. He does have the best QBR. Facts. You get what I'm saying, Ray? Like some of that stuff is not debatable.
I'm on board with Matt Stafford being in the conversation. But the same way he looked crazy when he said Matt Stafford, like, wait a minute, he has no case over Kyler Murray. For you to say the only people in the conversation were Stafford, Derrick Henry, and Tom Brady to just eliminate Kyler Murray, that's just as crazy as eliminating Stafford to me. Like, he has a case. He very much has a case.
No, I'm not saying Matthew Stafford wasn't in the conversation. I don't think he's above Kyler Murray.
I can go deeper than this, like for that situation, like with Matthew Stafford, him, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, not talking about the 49ers, run the same offense. So it shows you it depends on how good. No. Listen to me, Ray. Not necessarily about the 49ers. It's about they run the same offense, right? And you have two different quarterbacks. The quarterback is really the person who has to go on the field and make the plays. So what I'm trying to say is Matthew Stafford is that damn good to the point where they run the same offense and he's 7-2. The same offense, different cadence and all that stuff. And then you have a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo who's running the same thing. You're just like, wow. So what I'm saying is even with Kyler Murray running this run Raiders gun offense or whatever, what I'm saying is the quarterback, no matter what offense he can run, if he can manage the offense and knows where he has to go with the football, Matthew Stafford is that damn good. Just period. It's just with a good team. It is.
Tony, who you got? Who you got as your front runner, Tony?
It's crazy because it's never been more wide open. I would have had Derrick Henry in this unanimously. Unfortunate injury there. It's weird when your team wins a game without you, right? And it wasn't this that they won without Kyler. It was like the JV squad out there that they won with. They won with throwing the ball to Wesley, and Eno Benjamin came in the game. Like, they beat the 49ers with backups. Like, it was really
Keanu Reeves replaced. Here you go. Ty, don't keep letting you guys keep talking about. They've been talking about the 49ers the whole show, man.
What did I didn't talk like
Boston catch a touchdown that game?
But see, that's their go-to, man.
Listen,
that's the go-to.
Ty, in my defense, I didn't even know you were a Niners fan. Otherwise, I would have told both of you guys I was offering him a bus ticket out of town.
There's people on here with trash teams, and they keep saying my team is trash. That's what's making me mad. I'm tired of it.
Okay, well, that's fine. I can dump on Portland.
I'm going to take that as a
shot. I'll say this. I think for, like I said, I think the Chargers can go on a 4-game win streak, and I could see us talking about Justin Herbert in 4 weeks or whatever. I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to say right now, it's a narrative-based award. Tom Brady at 44, still doing all this stuff. He'll be the leader. Like, Stafford's 2 biggest losses were I was at the game when the Cardinals came to LA and crushed them. And I remember sitting there next to my nephew, and he was just destroyed that Stafford had let him down in that game. I think that was another way, sports writers and opinion people they would see that same thing. Like, this was their big moment. They were going to crush Kyler. And he's like, why is Stafford playing so bad? Like, he played bad. He played bad in that game against the Titans on Sunday night. He was trying to play hero ball, and he forgot. I'm not in Axel Foley's neighborhood anymore. I'm in Los Angeles. Just don't turn the ball over, and we will win the football game. Like, he forgets sometimes he's not in Detroit, and all he has to do is play winning football. So I still think Stafford's up there, Kyler's up there, Brady. Lamar Jackson had a stinker again against the Dolphins, had a stinker against the Bengals before the bye. Like, it really could be like 7 different people at this point.
I want to get to Danny. I just want to say this to Tony. If we're going to say Tom Brady's at the front of the MVP race, and then we're going to criticize Matt Stafford for stinking it up against the Cardinals, then we also have to talk about how well he played against the Buccaneers in a must-see TV game early in the year, where it was the talk of the town, and he went out there and put on a show against Tampa Bay. Tyree, I see you. Let me get Dan. No, in fact, let me get you. And then Danny, I'm coming to you for your MVP.
My thing is this: Lamar Jackson is throwing for more yards than Kyler Murray. You could argue, as bad as y'all been talking about Josh Allen today. If I pull up Josh Allen and Kyler Murray's stats right now, they're not that far apart. I mean, Kyler Murray has more yards by 40, but has more passing yards by 40. They got the same amount of touchdowns. Kyler Murray has 2 more interceptions than Josh Allen. But we're talking about, but how can we say in one sentence that Josh Allen is playing so terrible, but Kyler Murray is playing so good? I don't get it.
I'm going to respond to that. Danny, who you got for your MVP frontrunner?
So I'm going to choose a name that nobody in this panel has said the entire time.
I'll watch you say it.
Here's the thing. He was terrible in week 1. He was god-awful in week 1. They were on the road in Jacksonville.
Okay, all right. Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers.
Let that man get his point out, man.
I'm sorry.
It's 40. Look, 49er fans have to win at something because they damn sure don't win on Sundays. All right, so they have to win at something. So we're better than y'all.
Had that same energy we play Atlanta this year. I want you to have that same energy.
I'll come on your show and say the same thing. All right, but as I was saying, Ray, Aaron Rodgers is the league's MVP. Outside of week 1 where he had 2 interceptions, he's thrown 1 interception in the last 7 games. Didn't we see last week they went to Kansas City without Aaron Rodgers? And what did they do? They looked like trash the entire game. Aaron Jones only averages 56 yards a game on the ground. That's it. A.J. Dillon's at 33. There's no running game really in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Quarterback rating over 100. Has had a rating over 100 in every game with the exception of the opener and 1 other game this season. You take away Aaron Rodgers. You take away Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay, what are they? You're saying the most valuable player to his team is Aaron Rodgers.
And didn't they win that game where they was missing Alan Lazard and like Devontae Adams? Did they win that game?
I don't even have to mention all that.
We know Aaron Rodgers is great. Well, my thing is like the crazy thing about Aaron Rodgers. For one, I'm gonna ask you this question first, and then you can hold your question answer. Do you think that they don't have a running game, or is the fact that they just want to keep the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands? That's one. And 2, this is why Aaron Rodgers knows the leverage he has. So he has the COVID, the situation, all that stuff happens. It's like, okay, do we want to go with Joe Love or do we not? All that leverage plays into Aaron Rodgers' hands. So if people saying early in the year we want to trade Aaron Rodgers, we not. They already knew what they had. They already knew what they didn't have. Honestly, I feel like this. Last year with Jordan Love there, I felt like the team didn't even work Jordan Love to where he could be prepared to be the next man up. And then when Aaron Rodgers comes in, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or he's just not very good.
But I mean, it could be true. So the next situation, I feel like is like, then if you say that, then it feels like, why did y'all move all the way up to get Jordan Love out of all those quarterbacks?
Okay, so to answer the first question, Ryan. I'll answer
Ryan's question on why they didn't prepare Jordan Love last year. Because Aaron Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns last year. I don't think you can compare anybody when a guy throws 48 touchdowns in the season.
We know he's great. That's not the question. The thing is, like, anybody get hurt any moment. Patrick Mahomes get hurt right now. Who they got behind him? If Justin Herbert get hurt right now, right, he gets hurt. So I mean, you got that. So I'm saying, like, I don't think
this. When you let me ask you a question. So now this not. I want to ask you a question. I'm just make a statement. When people say they're not preparing the guy behind him, right? Like, what do we mean by that? Like, what do we mean? No, I'm serious. Do we mean?
No, you're right. I'm
staff,
laughing because I get the question. Not
no, I mean, like, should the coaching staff now devote extra time to trying to prepare the replacement when the guy in place is doing what he's supposed to do? We don't have time to give him extra snaps just for the sake of it. And then the other part,
no, it's not that. It's more of a level of like, you know, Aaron Rodgers is ready to
in the game, coach.
In a moment, Aaron Rodgers is ready to book out of Green Bay. So, like, even though he's under contract, you got to keep him here.
With everything he did this offseason, and they still bought him back on his own terms, that should tell you what they really think about Jordan Love.
Put me in the game, coach. All right, so here's the thing.
True.
Ryan, you said, why aren't they preparing the guy behind him? You don't prepare Jordan Love to start when you got Aaron Rodgers on your team.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not that part. What I'm saying is, when Aaron Rodgers asked for a trade, he was out of Green Bay at the time. Let's put it like this. Oh, one more, 20 seconds. If Aaron Rodgers get what he wants to trade out of Green Bay, regardless if Jordan Love is ready or not. If it's up to Aaron Rodgers, he's out of Green Bay in the offseason. He's out of Green Bay. But now that you have control of his contract, where he goes, it's like, okay, they has to sit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that. And we all know Aaron Rodgers is Hall of Famer. We all know how great Aaron Rodgers is. My thing is, if Aaron Rodgers had the ability or the power to be out of Green Bay on his own, he would have been gone. Go ahead.
So here's my thing. Using your same logic, let's shift the focus to your team. The 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo is not that great. Hold on, no, this is not a jab at your team. This is not a jab at the 49ers. I'm just using a situation to mirror why the Green Bay Packers wasn't going to prepare Jordan Love. Why didn't they prepare Trey Lance to start when there was Jimmy Garoppolo was not that clear of a starter? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can use the same logic.
That's a horrible analogy. And the only reason that's a horrible analogy is you talking about a rookie that was just drafted. When the original question, which I don't even agree with his logic, but the question was, why weren't they preparing Jordan Love last year, the year before? Like, leading up to, Aaron Rodgers could possibly leave. You can't compare that to a rookie being drafted and saying they haven't prepared. They haven't had.
Ain't this Jordan Love's second season?
Yeah, it's the second season.
Second or third?
Second.
His second season. He was a rookie last year.
Everybody criticized him for not trying to get a receiver.
Right. So what I'm saying is, what he's asking is, why didn't they take the time last year during the season while Aaron Rodgers was throwing for 48 to prepare him? I just think it's a bad analogy to use Trey Lance. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna say this though. I criticize us because I felt like that we had a roster that could possibly make a run, and you go out and waste the top pick on a quarterback.
Okay,
I criticize us for that.
I think I get where Ryan's coming from. I think Ryan's upset because Aaron Rodgers isn't wearing San Francisco 49ers jersey. That's what it is.
Hey, look,
that's where it's coming from.
Hey, look, you know what? Honestly, Ralph thought so,
first cousin.
Honestly, with the team we
Ty,
have
you would have had Joe Montana, Steve Young, Elvis Gerback compared to your boy right now.
The other topics that we have for the show, that's another thing. But like, honestly, even with the roster that we have, if Aaron Rodgers was our quarterback, we wouldn't be talking about how bad the 49ers are.
I'll tell y'all what we not finna do. Hold on. I'll tell y'all what we not about to do.
How did you go from Aaron Rodgers being the MVP to this?
Yeah, I don't know, but we not about to have no 49ers segment. That's what we not about to do.
Listen, they need therapy. Here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. Your team has had a single win, but you're not complaining about them. These two in the corner.
I knew
these two in the corner act like the 49ers.
Yeah, let's go ahead. So, Tony Tucker.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Who you got as the front runner for defense? Let's try and keep this one fast. Y'all should throw a name at me, give a quick explanation why. It might be even self-explanatory. Who's the defensive player of the year, Tony?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Who you got, Danny?
Myles Garrett.
Ty?
I got Myles Garrett, lead the league in sacks.
Cortland?
Can you come back to me?
What, Ryan?
I'm glad y'all said it because I had a dream last night. I did a show. Who was the top 5 pick? Is Myles Garrett the top 5? Is a top 5 pick for defensive player in the NFL? And y'all actually said it. So Myles Garrett, I guess y'all answered my dream. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Now look, I find it funny. I've been booted off a couple times, but you ain't done that to my man. I'm just saying. I ain't saying nothing else though.
No, man. Hey, no, Ty. I wanted to show you what you had taught me. That was all, sir.
I got a tie for mine. That's the reason I want you to come back to me.
Okay.
And right now, it's just based on impact. It's based on impact. Myles Garrett is because everybody said it. Myles Garrett, but then to me, Kevin Byard, just because of his impact on our defense right now.
I do a Tyson player coming somewhere. This
and this is not.
Okay, let me go.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on,
I didn't even
man.
get my explanation out.
Hey, but I gotta show some love to TJ Watt too, though, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
TJ Watt. I mean, I was mulling between them three, but like to me, Kevin Byard has made a major impact on this team. Without him in that back end, I don't think this defense plays as well as they are. And people are gonna say like, what about the front four? But he's playing exceptionally well. He's closed out 3 games for us this year. 5 interceptions. He has a major resurgence this year on that back end. I think he's like second or third on our team in tackles. He's the defensive signal caller for our team. Like his impact grade, Pro Football Focus grade, all of that. He's graded out as the best safety in the league right now. Like all of that, I think it should be taken into account when you're talking about Defensive Player of the Year as well.
So let me throw this at y'all real quick, and I'm going to go solo just for a quick second. His numbers will never show it. He doesn't have the sacks. He's not going to get them because he gets double and triple team. I don't care what nobody – he's going to get the Michael Jordan treatment. Like, we can't give Michael Jordan MVP every year. We can't give LeBron MVP every year. They're going to get tired of giving Defensive Player of the Year to Aaron Donald. But Aaron Donald on defense is the baddest – like, he causes more problems and wreaks more havoc on offenses. I know they just sit up at night having nightmares about this man. Like, if we were going to be for real about who's the best defensive player in the league, it should go to Aaron Donald every single year. He's not only the best defensive player in the league, he's the best defensive player I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. Ain't nobody got to rebuttal it. I just want y'all to hear that real quick. We're going to move on to Rookie of the Year. Let me exit my solo. We're going to move on.
That's like Shaq, though. We could have said Shaq was the MVP all the time, man.
Hey, listen, however you feel about it, I just feel like
he's dominant.
Aaron Donald is the best, like, he in the class of his own.
And the sad part is I didn't even want to bring him up because I felt like it's automatic. Right. That's it.
Yeah. This is a good one, man, because so offensive rookie we're gonna say rookie of the years, but that normally people gonna name the offensive rookie of the years. But you can give me your offensive and defensive rookie of the year. We got a couple of young quarterbacks who got to start from jump, a couple of guys who starting to get their feet in there now. And then I'm not even going to say where this guy plays at. I think he's the offensive rookie of the year, but somebody talk to me. Cortland, who's your offensive rookie of the year?
Jamar Chase, easy.
That was easy. Tyree?
I got Mac Jones.
Interesting.
I think his
Danny?
I think
no, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
I think it's just his impact. Granted, nobody expected the Bengals to be where they're at, but I don't think a lot of people expected New England to be as good as they are. I feel like they're a lot better than at least I thought they would be. I mean, I did have them with a winning record, but I didn't know if they were going to be what they are. I think Mac Jones is a big reason why, but I think it's real close between him and Jamar Chase.
Who you got, Danny?
Trey. Excuse me. I'm sorry, Jamar Chase. Excuse me.
Tony talked about him already.
We do stuff like this, Ray. I feel like we are being attacked right now, Ray. You want to cut us, and we were talking about the 49ers.
But what happened? Who talked to
He said Trey and then he said Trey and then be sarcastic.
That's what happened when the host is biased, man. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, man, listen. I'm not biased at all, sir. Equal opportunity.
Wait till I get you on my show again, right? Wait, just wait.
So, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This what Ty do. He bring me on his show, right? And before I come on, he set me up. Like he'd be like, "Oh, let me tell y'all real quick about this guy and what he said on Facebook. He said Chris Paul. He said this. He said that. And then when I come on, they be at my neck, bro. I be like, hold on, can I explain myself?
Because my thing is this: I like the back and forth on Facebook, but I think something is more impactful when you can get it on camera. So you might say, like, just for instance, you might say Bobby Wagner not the best middle linebacker in the league, right? And I might say, okay, cool. So when we get on air, I need the same energy you had on the post. I think it just makes for a good show. That's all.
Good TV. Hey, Ryan and Tony, who y'all rookie of the years?
Oh, if we're still doing the bias hour, I can make a strong case for Rashawn Slater. It's never going to an offensive lineman, but I agree with the Mac Jones take. Mac Jones gets that team to 10, 11 wins this year. Mac Jones is going to win rookie of the year.
What you got, Ryan?
For me, Matt Jones, and don't overthink it. Bill Belichick has his little Tom Brady can fit in Josh McDaniel's system.
All right, so I'm gonna do 2 takes in one. Y'all see that ticker at the bottom? And then y'all see that ticker at the bottom. So when I come to you, I either want you to give me your candidate for coach of the year or what coach is on the hot seat. Only give me one of them. Tyree, what you got?
Dang, man, that's how we doing. Nah, I got the coach for Arizona, man. Kingsbury. A lot of people criticized him last year, said he wasn't a good coach, said that he needed to be up out of there. He got them boys at 8-1. Kingsbury.
Ryan, if you say McVay, I'm like, go ahead, sir.
So with that being said, I'm gonna go back. Since we brought it back up, since Tony Tucker brought it up, my hot seat coach is Kyle Shanahan. Reason why, the team is healthy, fully healthy. Even if Kittle out, we still had games that we can manageably win. Reason why I say I'm on the hot seat, when I look at this schedule, hold on a second real quick. I'm gonna make it short. The 49ers after the Rams, when they got Jacksonville, Vikings, Seattle is if and if, Bengals, if and if, Falcons, Tennessee Titans on a Thursday night, regardless of what they think, Texans. If they can't win some of those sorry games with Kyle Shanahan as a head coach, he's definitely on the hot seat. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, this team has been more healthier than ever outside of defense. If you're an offensive guru, you can put points up. It comes down to a QB situation, and it comes down to his decision-making, although he probably called a correct play. For me, Tony Tucker said it earlier at the beginning of the show, Kyle Shanahan is officially on the hot seat.
Tony Tucker, we coming to you just in a second, sir.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, man.
Come on, Tony. Who you got for the rookie of the day? In fact, every time they start crying, that's what we're doing.
Because somebody gonna hear this. Look, I'm gonna screenshot this, and the 49ers win the rest of the season. It's like,
Thank you.
Tony, talk to me. Talk to me, Tony.
The problem with the Kyle Shanahan thing is this offense has been so bad this year, and they should have been better. Let's put a smile on Cortland's face here. Mike Vrabel and the defense of the Titans is the biggest difference. Last year, the Titans defense was not very good, and they made big strides. His shout out to Kevin Byard, I almost said the same thing. It was TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. Byard's allowing the coverage sacks, allowing these guys to get in there and put constant pressure with just 4. You have to have that. We have that with Derwin James. It'd be nice. That's why we have a decent pass defense. Just nobody can rush the passer. So I like Mike Vrabel and what he's done for the Titans defensively. You get Julio Jones, he's useless. You get injury to Derrick Henry, they keep winning. Although I think that comes to an end this weekend, Cortland. But I would go with Mike Vrabel.
Danny, did you talk to me yet?
We talking hot seat or coach of the year?
Pick one.
Coach in the hot seat. I'm gonna say it's Matt Rule in Carolina. Listen,
damn right. I'll go say that.
Listen, he forced Cam Newton out the door. Okay, we're taking the job. Ends up with his quarterbacks being Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, Sir Purr, and now the court and what PJ. What's the kid's name that's going to be starting tomorrow? Yeah, that guy. He's ran quarterbacks off, and they had to go. Yeah, Jimmy Walker to you too. But what I'm saying is they had to go beg Cam Newton to come back. Like they had to go on bended knees singing Boys to Men to go get Cam Newton to come back and guarantee this man $6.5 million to play 7 games. If Cam Newton gets his team to the playoffs, because of Matt Rule, it's because of Cam Newton. Right. Rule's job is in the hot seat. He is going to, I said this before the draft, Matt Rule will live and die on the Sam Darnold hill. He will live and die on the Sam Darnold hill. He could have had Justin Fields in the draft. Forget the defense. You got a franchise quarterback sitting right there with Joe Brady. It should have worked that way. But because they didn't do it correctly, and if this thing goes left, because Carolina can make the playoffs, I think Ryan said earlier, Carolina can make the playoffs. This is not like it's rocket science. Take care of business. You have Atlanta at home. You have Washington next week. They have winnable games. The only 2 that's not winnable is playing Tampa twice in December. That's it. Everything else is winnable. If Rule doesn't get the playoffs, it's Matt Rule's in the hot seat. It's really that simple. They're paying him an awful lot of money. They're paying him an awful lot of money to be bad.
Them Carolina fans is hell, boy. Beginning of the season, They talking about Sam the man, Cam who. Now they talking about Sam trash. Now they talking about welcome back Cam. I'm confused, man.
Have you ever heard of Dallas fans?
So I'll say this much. My coach ain't on the hot seat and he ain't gonna win coach of the year, but I'd be doggone if he don't have the best press interviews in the history of football. Let's go.
Is he still biting people?
Man, look, he doing all kind of stuff, man. You just gotta just go to YouTube and type in Dan Campbell interviews. Like it's the most
protect your patellas.
So I'm curious, if y'all don't win the game, you don't think he gets fired?
No, we're horrible. We're not.
Bro, have you seen what's on that field over there?
That don't matter, man. I've seen jokers get fired for less.
He won't get fired.
Nah, this is a little different. I think he's been good though. Swift.
I will say this. Not about Dan Campbell. Moving back a subject, and I Cortland. This is not to get you riled up, sir. I promise it's not to get you riled up. Don't make me hit you real fast, all right? But I've seen Cortland going on about this. The numbers can be misleading because he gets burned a lot. But what he's done on the defensive end, does Trevon Diggs get any love for Defensive Player of the Year at all?
No.
Isn't he a rookie?
I ain't gonna lie. I did have him on my list, but when it comes to the things that you guys asked, I had to take a step back. I did have him up there.
Nah, he went from 90th with 7 interceptions.
Nope, I told you I wasn't going to get you riled up. I already know. I know where you're going with that. I know where you're going with that.
Isn't Diggs a rookie?
I know where you're going.
Isn't Diggs a rookie?
No. It's just like second or third year.
Because I wasn't paying attention the first years, but no, he's.
I wasn't paying attention. The first
you weren't paying attention because the Cowboys wasn't winning, so his stuff was irrelevant.
I wasn't paying attention to the Cowboys if they were winning.
It's relevant.
Wouldn't pay attention if they were winning.
Now.
Sorry.
Who cares?
Right now, so it matters.
They ain't winning tomorrow.
Sorry, Ray, you almost baited me in with when somebody mentioned CP3. You almost baited me in.
Yeah, I already know because I've seen you break this down. That's why I asked the question. So Tyrus Ray, I know you don't want to talk about it. It's your division, but you talk about a team going all in, right? In the offseason, they said we was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago with Goff, but he's not good enough. We're going to get Stafford. Right before the trade deadline, they say we're going to get Von Miller. Free agency, he gets dropped from his team. They go and get Odell Beckham. Stafford was already in play, but these two big moves they just made, right? I know it's your division, but they're a big team. They're contenders. People are expecting a lot of things from the Rams. Which move is going to prove to be more significant for the Rams, Von Miller or Odell Beckham, and why?
Yeah, my man ain't get a coach of the year at a hot seat.
Who did I miss?
Cortland, I don't think. But I got you.
Tell me how to host my show. Hey, Cortland.
Yo, my man. Hey, I'm putting all this right here, bro. What am I say? What said again?
Man. Hey, Cortland. My apologies, sir. I didn't mean to look you over. What you got for coach of the year?
So for my hot seat, since Tony took my coach of the year, mine is Brian Flores, man. Coming into the season, I felt like Miami was going to compete in that division. I felt like that defense was going to improve. I thought they made a mistake not taking the offensive lineman and taking Jalen Waddle. But that drives my point with Brian Flores. You made that decision and you've only scored 177 points. And then that defense has been bad compared to last year, allowing 252 points at this point in the season. You're 3-7. You're 2-3 at home. Couldn't win at home. Where last year they were almost invincible at home. So this is just, to me, I think Brian Flores, if he doesn't find a way to at least bring it to 8-9 at the end of the year, or at least 7, or win 7 games, I think they got to let him. I think they let him go. It's sad because I like Brian Flores. I like what he's done. I like the mentality he brought to that team, but it's just that team, Miami's looking really, really bad. And they had a semblance of what they were last year this past week, but I just don't see them turning it around.
So let's start here. They're not going to win 8 or 9 games. And in a quarterback-driven league, it's time for us to all close that chapter and say, Tua's not very good. All right? That's a fact. He's just not very good. So
is he not very good, or the fact that the Dolphins didn't bring him along correctly?
No, I think the Dolphins tried. I think the Dolphins tried to do what the Bengals did with Burrow, which is bring in a guy he's familiar with in Jalen Waddle and see if that works to get him into a rhythm. Because last year that was the quote unquote big thing. He's not in the rhythm. He was hurt.
But didn't they kill the kid last year when they brought him in the middle of the season, and then pulled him right before the playoffs, and then put Ryan Fitzpatrick back in the game trying to make the playoffs and end up failing in the first place?
So, Danny, let me respond to
agree.
that. Because I genuinely believe, first off, I had Fitz magic, right, in fantasy last year, and I was pissed.
Well, you saying Ryan Jones is a quarterback?
No, man.
He said he was winning.
So when they went with Tua in the first place, it made no sense to me. It was a head scratcher. It was like, what are they doing here? And I did a show, I think with Eric Wilson. I did a show, right, Sports Arena, and we were talking about Tua, and I said the reason for why Tua's under the microscope the way he is, look at the people he got drafted in front of, right? You can't say they're not look that man sitting up there in the middle, Mr. Tony Tucker. His quarterback been balling since like the Chargers weren't very good last year, but you could see it on the field. You went, yo, Herbert has it. You went, Burrow has it. From day one, Kyler Murray, you went, he has it, right? Some quarterbacks have it, some don't. Tua don't have it. Whatever it is, he don't have it, right? Patrick Mahomes, from the day he stepped on the field, you knew. When Lamar Jackson stepped on the field, Flacco lost his job. Sometimes you just know. And Tua doesn't have it. And the organization looking at these young quarterbacks coming in, making an impact from day one, going, we don't have time to bring him along slowly. Quarterbacks are coming in being effective instantly.
But you also have to realize that he was coming off what almost was a career-ending hip injury. They took the chance on drafting him that high. No one told him to tank to go get this guy. You have to also realize that he
tanked to go get him.
Listen,
they tried Justin Herbert and went and got Tua.
Tank for Tua was a thing.
Bro, were you confident in Justin Herbert at Oregon? Were you really confident in Justin Herbert at Oregon?
Yes, I was, because I had him as the top overall pick the year before he came out, and he decided to go back to Oregon.
I did have him there. I did have him there.
What does that have to do with being? What does that have to do with Oregon and Justin Herbert? We weren't going to be in play for him no way.
Because y'all drafted Marcus Mariota. All right, but what I'm saying is,
shots fired. Shots fired.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, a lot of people were not confident in Justin Herbert. Okay, people were confident about Joe Burrow, but a lot of folks were not confident because of the history of Oregon quarterbacks. You go all the way back. Sorry, Ray. You're gonna probably meet me for this one, but go all the way back to Joey Harrington.
Joey Harrington, I know.
But you go back to Joey Harrington. You go Marcus Mariota. You go the first round quarterbacks that came from Oregon.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Danny?
Yeah.
Who's the last good quarterback to come out of Alabama?
Mac Jones.
But that's just right.
No, actually before that. Are you saying before Mac Jones?
Yeah. It wasn't no quarterback, no.
Yes, it was.
Outside of Tua.
Yes, it was. It was the man that.
They probably said, who the quarterback for Alabama? I mean,
it was
Eagles.
We forgetting about a guy, Jalen Hurts. He came out of Oklahoma. They don't count.
But he transferred. He played.
He wasn't Alabama though.
But what I'm saying is, you look at first round picks from first round quarterbacks from Oregon.
Hey, let's get it back on the rails. So I have to kick somebody. Life could be worse. You could move up in the draft and have a top 3 pick and pick Trey Lance. It could be worse, right?
Speaking of that, now we're talking about quarterbacks and situations, coaches on the hot seat. Let's think about it. Like, let's say when you say coach on the hot seat, do you really mean like because of the team they coach? Miami, Detroit,
Urban Meyer,
Texas, Jacksonville. They could go for 3-4 years. They don't be on the hot seat. But if you go to teams like the 49ers, Patriots.
Time out. Hold on. So time out. When you say when you don't throw the 49ers in that ilk.
I'm just saying like elite franchises. Let's say Pittsburgh. People said Mike Tomlin. People say Mike Tomlin was on the hot seat this year.
Yeah, but that's stupid when people say that. Let's move on.
No, there's reasons behind that.
We're over an hour and I got 2 topics left. And I want y'all to get y'all storylines.
Yeah,
that's the most important
part
of this. So Tyree, which move was more important and is going to prove to play a bigger factor moving forward this season? Was it the Von Miller or OBJ edition?
Might sound like a cliche answer, but I think it comes down to health. Who is going to be healthy? We've seen what Von Miller could do in the Super Bowl over the years, how he could take over a game, but he hasn't been healthy. We've seen what OBJ could do, the catch, all the different things he could do. But if I had to pick one, I would say at this present moment, I think that OBJ is probably more healthy.
What
so
you got,
I would have to say OBJ.
I'm gonna play on the negative side of the impact. So I say the most impactful move is gonna be OBJ. I think he's gonna be expected because Robert Woods just went down with the ACL injury for the rest of the season. So I think he's gonna be expected to step into that Robert Woods style role in that offense. But I think somebody brought it up before previously in the show. Like Matthew Stafford don't really spread that ball around like that. And then OBJ, when I went back and looked at the tape, I was beating the table for him. I was like, man, it's Baker Mayfield down. But back and looked at the tape, and I was like, he really ain't getting the acceleration that he was getting in New York. He's really not getting that kind of separation anymore. And in that offense, you really have to you really got to get open because of the way the route concepts with McVay's offense work. So I think he's going to be tasked to step into that starting number 2 role, and he's going to be expected to produce early. And I just don't see it happening. And like Tyree just said, it's about health. And we've seen, I think the man has had 11 injuries, 3 of those coming in Cleveland. So I just don't see it. I think he's going to have a negative impact on the offense rather than a positive.
Who makes the bigger impact, Tony, and why?
I think for the rest of the regular season, it's OBJ, but I like Von Miller as the playoff impact, right? Like they brought him in, not for the regular season. They're going to get their wins. They're going to be right there with Arizona, but kind of what DeMarcus Ware was when Von Miller was the young stud for the Broncos. They brought in DeMarcus Ware from the Cowboys, and he was able to come in and make big plays in the postseason and kind of allow Von to be a little bit, more aggressive like that. I think this is going to allow maybe only double teams on Aaron Donald instead of triple teams every single play. So that makes Aaron Donald even that much more effective. OBJ, it's like they drafted Tutu Atwell. Like he's a young, talented kid. I'm sure McVay would have made it work with him. There's idea that they might get back Akers. So the offensive side of the ball, OBJ will be fine. Cooper Kupp, the offense still runs through him. Von Miller, postseason, going to make some big plays.
What you got, Danny?
Up until yesterday, I would have said Von Miller, but after Cortland took my point, Robert Woods goes down, and the number 2 receiver at the current moment is Van Jefferson. No offense to him, but OBJ has every opportunity now to resurrect his career with a quarterback that can get him the ball. If he can't get the ball with Matthew Stafford, no offense, it's OBJ. It's not Baker Mayfield at this point. OBJ has the most to prove. OBJ is playing for a contract. Remember, there's nothing more motivating to a guy with a huge ego than contract. He's trying to get paid. He shows up, does his job, and listen, he has a role now because I thought he was going to be a slot receiver before. Now he gets to be on the outside. It's a little bit different story. I like Von Miller, but I think Von Miller might be he might be declining over that cliff just a little bit. So give me OBJ.
What you got, Ryan?
Raw thoughts. I agree with everybody what they're saying when it comes to OBJ, stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you now, if you have a guy like Von Miller that's healthy, now you take away the pressure off of Aaron Donald to be able to attack the quarterback because now you got to worry about Von Miller. Now Aaron Donald gets these one-on-one matchups. So for me, Von Miller is what it is. Might drop.
But is he healthy? But is he healthy though?
I don't know. He said mic drop. I would like to say this, right? And like when people say, you have Von Miller and Aaron Donald, I don't think it's going to be a situation where now because of Von Miller you're going to have less. I mean, like Tony said, maybe it's double instead of triple, but you're never going to just single cover Aaron Donald. Like that's not going to happen. Yeah. If anything, playing behind Aaron Donald may resurrect, and we now look at Von Miller differently. Like, oh, he still has something left. There's nobody you're going to put out on the field that's all of a sudden going to make you go, oh, I have to single cover Aaron Donald. No, like,
and Ray, can I add something? Go ahead. No, go ahead, Ty.
Go ahead, Ty. One thing I was just going to agree with Ray. I think Aaron Donald opens up Von Miller because now on the edge you have to go single because you got this dude in the middle that's probably the strongest pound for pound man in the NFL.
And then he's going to be playing in front of the best lockdown corner, like that.
Yeah, and then the other, what's the other linebacker? He ain't no slouch.
Floyd.
Yeah,
Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd.
No slouch, man.
To piggyback on what Ray said about the double teams, Aaron Donald get double teamed with the All Madden team. If he's on the All Madden team, he still get double teamed. Yeah, like seriously, like it's a different type of animal.
But what I was going to say was the reason I went for the negative impact with OBJ was because I'm a person. I play receiver. So I kind of look at what a receiver is and and the nuances. And I'm a big OBJ fan, but one thing that I noticed, and Stefanski said it, he was like, Odell Beckham a lot of times, and even Baker Mayfield said it, he likes to quote unquote do Odell on the field. And that's gonna come back and bite you in the butt in a very complex system that McVay runs. Because a lot of times Matt Stafford is up at the line, he's checking off, he's changing routes. And if you ain't with that, if you just go out there and you do you, that's the quickest way to get you out of that, like to get you, that offense in some trouble, because it's a reason why he's running those route concepts the way he does. And if Odell goes out there and runs the wrong route, if Odell goes out there and does Odell, then it's like, to me, it's almost like Danny said, at this point, it's either it was you or it was Baker. And that's the narrative that's following you now. It's either you or it was Baker, because when you left New York, it was because you had an old quarterback. And then did he get traded right before, or did he get traded during the Danny Dimes era? I can't remember.
It was before.
So yeah, so you got traded. So they were saying. So he was saying like he wanted out of New York because of Eli Manning was an aging quarterback, couldn't give him the ball. Then you go to Cleveland. Now it's the same thing with Baker Mayfield, who's a younger quarterback who has a more lively arm. And now you're going to LA, and we know Matthew Stafford has arm strength for days. So if it's not Matthew Stafford, if it's not the quarterback, then it's you.
I'll say this much about Odell Beckham. I said on the show, that same show that I was talking about before, that we all still talking about him like this is 5 years ago, right? We haven't seen that Odell in 5 years, but in the event he is still good. Two names come to mind. Two receivers that we saw that had some issues, so to speak, and people didn't think we saw with Randy Moss. Then he got to New England and everything changed. We saw with Antonio Brown. Now he's in Tampa Bay and everything is fine. Things be a lot different when you go play for a contender. Like when you playing for you playing for Cleveland, yeah. But you get over there, it's like, bro, first off, we don't need you. You either gonna get in or fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna get right or get left, one of the two. Like so they not gonna be playing them kind of games in LA, man. So we're gonna go around the horn, man. I want y'all to really kind of dig into this one, man. I'm gonna get y'all some spotlight on this one. We're gonna start with Danny. What storyline are you really looking like? Give me a storyline that you're looking forward to when week 9, these last 8 weeks of the season. What are you looking for in the second half of the season?
It's pained me as painfully it makes me feel on this one. I think the one thing I'm looking forward to more than anything is the return of Cam Newton in Carolina. It's just the fact of it's the coming home story. I know Cam doesn't want to say it's the resurrection story or the guy coming home, but listen, Carolina and Cam Newton didn't have the best breakup, okay? But they got back together. Somehow they got back together. They worked it out and put everything between. Carolina's in the middle of a playoff hunt with a top 5 defense. They're way ahead of schedule. Now Newton is brought in to not only resurrect his career, but resurrect an offense that has all the weapons possible to make a run at the playoffs. And be honest with you, when you have a defense, a quarterback like Cam Newton, who is tough to tackle if he's healthy, solid receivers, and Christian McCaffrey, Carolina could be a dark, like I said, it pains me to say this because I'm a Falcons fan. Carolina can be a serious threat in the playoffs if Cam Newton is healthy and playing like Cam Newton has known to play in. So for me, it's the Cam Newton resurrection story in Carolina is my storyline that I'm watching in the second half.
Sound good to me. Mr. Cortland, we're going to pitch it on over to you. What are you looking forward to in the second half of the season, sir?
Second half of the season, storyline that I'm taking into effect is parity in the AFC West. Are the Chiefs, are they on the rise? Can they come up and be the Kansas City Chiefs that we've known for the last 2 seasons where they pretty much ran that division? Will the Chargers right the ship? Can Justin Herbert get those guys and rally behind those guys? Can they like Tony said, can they get the middle of the defense to play better against the rush? We know what that back end is able to do. Can the Raiders overcome the adversity? We know Damon Arnett was, threatening somebody, I guess, with a gun or something, and he got released. Henry Ruggs with his situation got released. John Gruden, of course, doing the NFL now, and his, the emails came out. He got fired. Can those guys rally? And can David Carr, can he get that team to keep playing good football? And are the Broncos legit? And are the Broncos legit? So, that's my that is my storyline.
I have no choice but to pitch over Tony Tucker because this man just talked about the AFC West and parity. It mentioned every single team but yours, sir. So, Mr. Tony Tucker, what are you looking for in the second half of the season?
Well, he gave us a quick nugget, right? It was like, can he get right or whatever it was? I was actually kind of leaning towards the Raiders in this, but I'll go hometown with the Chargers, right? We are in a situation where the Chargers are made fun of because they've had 15 kickers in like 6 seasons. They can't find anybody. Dustin Hopkins makes a game-winning kick, and Coach Staley says, "Thank you. Here's a game ball." He's trying to unify the team. They have who I think is the future of the position. He's right there with Patrick Mahomes, whether people want to agree with that or not. So I would like to see if there is some way that they can rally and figure maybe Justin Jones is healthy. Maybe they make some sort of adjustment on the defensive side of the ball and the defense matches the offense's potential. And maybe we get a sophomore season, run kind of like Patrick Mahomes in his second, like his second full year as a starter where they made a run to the Super Bowl. Maybe my guy tags it with a little MVP, hit 25, 30 touchdowns in the second half. And everything is bolt up all over the internet.
He went hometown. Prime time, I can't tell if I got your attention or not.
You got my attention all the time. I can multitask.
Well, talk to me, man. What storyline are you looking forward to?
I got 3 storylines here, man. Like Danny said, Cam Newton can actually prepare these guys, regardless of how you think he is as a quarterback, to the playoffs. My next storyline is with the soft schedule the San Francisco 49ers have. Can they even be at least in the running to get the 7th seed? The next one is the LA Chargers. Can they keep the division in their hands and will their way to a dominant playoff run?
Yes, they can.
As far as one of your stories,
oh my God! Can't wait. I'm gonna screenshot everything the 49ers win.
And I'm tripping off. He keeps saying a soft schedule, like the Titans not on their schedule.
Like the Falcons are on their schedule.
See, here you go. Just one game, man. We got a Jacksonville Jaguars.
You said soft schedule.
Houston Texans.
It is a soft schedule. By the way, hold up, some facts. Here's some facts for you, Ryan. Here's some facts for you, Ryan. You said soft schedule. You said soft schedule. The Titans have the easiest remaining schedule for the rest of the year. So, just saying, y'all are part of that. I just thought I'd let you know.
As far as these second half storylines, man, last but not least, I've been giving this guy a hard time all day, but he knows it's all love. It's my brother. We're going to shine this solo spotlight on him.
Payback your mother, though. Just
talk
know
to
that.
us, Tyree.
Hey, man, for me, I agree with everybody on the AFC. You got 11 teams with a winning record. That's crazy. Eventually, it'll come to the end. But for me, one storyline I'm looking at is, the NFL season, it's not really a sprint. It's not a marathon either. I guess it's in between the two. It's more like the 400 if I had to pick something. But the Arizona Cardinals, can you keep up the pace? Because you got to bang with a lot of teams that's been there before. Bucks just went to the championship. Green Bay Packers have been to the NFC Championship quite a few times. They have yet to, well, with the recent team they have yet to really do it. But, I mean, then you have the Rams that went a couple of years ago. So, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, are you running the 100 or 200 or can you do the 400? And for another team, the same question for the Raiders. We've seen the Raiders start off sometimes good like this, and then they'll end up with a bad record. So, I mean, that's just 2 storylines I'm looking at. The Raiders, the Cardinals, who's going to really separate themselves in the AFC besides the Tennessee Titans? Because, like I said, you got 11 teams with winning records. So, that's what I got for you.
So I've been kind of keeping hush on most of the topics, but we're going to touch on this. Not only are the Kansas City Chiefs looking bad, Patrick Mahomes, sir, like I vouch for you. I told people that you were the second best quarterback I witnessed with my own eyes, not named, like besides Peyton Manning, it was then Patrick Mahomes. I hadn't seen anybody as talented as him, hadn't seen anybody play the position like him. And they are saying people have figured you out, sir. 1 or 2 games, maybe. But you've been doing this all season. You picking it, like you throwing a lot of picks. You're not taking what the defense give you. What adjustments is Patrick Mahomes going to make? What adjustments is Andy Reid going to make? What adjustments are the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole going to make? Because people are now saying the league has figured them out, but more importantly, they figured Patrick Mahomes out, and he's not doing the things that we've grown accustomed to see him doing. So I'm looking to see if they're going to right the ship, if he's going to turn it around and return to MVP form. The Kansas City Chiefs are like the Golden State Warriors of football. Like no matter how bad they're playing, you like wait for it. They'll fix it. So that's what I'm waiting to see if the Chiefs are going to right the ship. Listen, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. We've been about an hour and a half talking some NFL. We definitely going to link up and do this again. Before we get out of here, man, I want to give all you guys the opportunity to go ahead and plug yourselves, let people know where they can find you. We're going to start off with my man, Danny Thompson, sir. Talk to the people.
Hey, Ray, it's always good to do this with you. We haven't linked up in a while, so I'm glad to be on with you and the rest of the panel. So listen, you can catch me, my article work at the 3pointconversion.com. I do write a lot of NBA stuff over there. I do have my weekly show, Sports Insight 757 with Jay Lee on Sports Radio 850 AM and 96.5 FM on the radio dial. Download the app on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, iTunes Store, as well as check out my work other places like Late Night Parents, among other places. So, and Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Danny3 Thompson on Twitter. You can catch my work as far as the Hornets and pretty much life in general. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. We all have to link up and do this again.
Appreciate you, sir. Let me move on around the horn to my guy, Mr. Raw Thoughts.
Mr. Raw Mind Sports, baby. RawMindSports.com, RawMindSports.com. Podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Podcasts. It's other Google Podcast. I already said that, Spotify. Of course, I should say that. Then not only that, go to rawmindsports.com. You see all the old vintage interviews, amazing interviews from professionals to amateurs, no matter who it is. I want the story. I already have it. You go there to my YouTube channel, Ryan Jones, Raw Mind Sports. And if you're a person who just like to look at videos on Facebook, Raw Mind Sports on Facebook. It is what it is. I ain't going to put too much up here, but the link tree, Instagram, link in the bio. Raw Thoughts. Go Niners. I
knew that was coming. Look at that timing. Impeccable. My guy, one of the biggest supporters. Talk to him, Mr. Cortland.
You know it is. It's your boy Cortland Griffin, hardest working man in sports. I'm the best in the nation. You can find me at 3 Point Conversion. I'm an article work there. Of course, you can find me in the comment section of any of these guys' shows. Catch me on Twitter. It was my name. I changed it, so it's actually just Cortland Griffin now. Yeah, man, just find me anywhere, man. Anywhere where you can find sports being talked about. That's what I'm trying to be.
Or you can find him at press conferences getting under Dabo Swinney's skin. You can find him there as well.
Mr. That was me in the game. You mess around, you mess with Dabo and Nick Saban, you can be out the game now.
Hey, better talk to her. Hey, he let Dabo know what's up. My guy, all the way from the left coast, 3 hours behind Eastern time, but he still make time to kick it with your boy, Mr. Tony Tucker. Tell the people where they can find you.
Tony Tucker, I'm on the Warzone Sports Network. It's over on YouTube mainly. We do a lot of watch parties, just hanging out in the chat and people on screen, talking sports, debating, arguing. Cortland's always in there telling people on screen when they're wrong. We appreciate that. Produce a 49ers show, a weekly 49ers show for Ryan to vent. But yeah, just check us out over there and join the conversation.
Appreciate you. Like I said, man, I give this guy a hard time, but he really do, man. He show a lot of love. I show him a lot of love. My man from Say What Said Again, Mr. Tyree.
It's gonna be real interesting next time Ray Lynn come on Say What Said Again. However, man, like I said, it's an honor, man, to be on the show with you guys, man. Like I said, I follow a lot of you guys on social media, so it's an honor. But Say What Said Again, streaming on all platforms. YouTube, Say What Said Again. Instagram, Say What underscore say it again. My Twitter is Tyree 910. And then like I said, we're streaming on, I can't think about nothing right now, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, a lot of different places. Got a big announcement coming probably the first of the year. So just make sure y'all check us out and follow us.
Appreciate you.
Dang.
My guy, man. Nothing but love. Listen, man, and it's your host, it's your boy, the sports reporter without pay, hanging out with my guests, my special guests, my partners, my brothers, my friends. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Catch us next time. We probably gonna do something on the NBA. And until the next time.